Friends, the story begins at a railway station where, as soon as a bright light flashes, a man named Prod suddenly appears. Wearing black clothes and sunglasses, he starts looking at everyone with strange eyes, as if he's come to this world for the first time. Just then, a thief snatches an old lady's purse, pushes her, and tries to run away. Prod goes to help the old lady, but as soon as he approaches her, the police mistake him for the thief and arrest him. The old lady and a beggar then tell the police that he is not the thief. Seeing Prod's strange behavior, the police start questioning him, and Prod tells them that he has come from a constellation called Lyra, which is 1,000 light-years away from Earth. Hearing this, the police are left stunned, and when they ask Prod to take off his glasses, he refuses because his eyes cannot tolerate the bright light of Earth. Prod's answers seem very strange to the police, so they arrest him and bring him to the police station. During the investigation, Prod says the name of his planet is Pax. The police, thinking Prod is mentally ill, send him to the Manhattan Psychiatric Institute, where a psychiatrist named Mark Powell handles the case. After Marks Jr. conducts tests on Prod's brain and so on, he reports that there is nothing wrong with his brain. We've even given him heavy doses, but unfortunately even those have had no effect on Prod. Seeing this mysterious case, Mark himself now meets Prod, and Prod tells him that he came to Earth from the planet K-Pax with the help of light, and that he has come here once before as well. Along with this, he also reveals that he is an alien. To this, Mark asks, if you really are an alien, then why do we look like humans? Prod replies, I look like a human because I am on Earth. On the K-Pax planet, I appear as an alien. But Mark, still considering him a serious mental patient, admits him to his institution. Prod talks to the doctor and other patients in a very well-mannered way and tells the patients that his planet is far more advanced than Earth with 2 suns and 7 moons. Hearing this, the other patients also start to think that he is extremely crazy. The next day, Mark organizes a meeting and tells all the doctors about Prod, who claimed that he came to Earth 4 years and 9 months ago and that he is 337 years old. All the doctors advise giving Prod heavy medication, but Mark refuses to do so because he wants to find out why Prod is saying such things. That's why he calls his mother and asks for information about the planet K-Pax, to which Prod says that on our planet, giving birth to children is much riskier compared to Earth. There is always a risk of losing one's life in the process. The way Prod describes the planet K-Pax, even the mother starts to feel that he is telling the truth. Even during the session, Prod doesn't do anything that would make him seem insane. He talks nicely to all the patients and then goes to a quiet lady who has never spoken to anyone before, and this behavior developed in her mind after a fire incident. There was also another lady here who always stayed in her room, all dressed up and never allowed anyone to enter. But standing outside her room, he asks her whom she is waiting for and since when. To this the lady replies, I've been waiting for someone for 11 years. Because of Prod's words, this lady also becomes quite friendly with him. Meanwhile, the mother learns that Prod's body has a mechanism that allows him to detect the sun's ultraviolet rays. But since he is able to tolerate sunlight, he wears dark glasses, and then the mother holds a session with Prod, dimming the lights in the room so that for the first time, Prod can take off his glasses. While talking to Mark, he explains that on our planet, there is no concept of marriage. There is only the custom of having children, and then all of us raise the child together. There was neither a government nor any rules and regulations on the X-planet. Hearing this, Mark asks in surprise if someone commits a crime, then who punishes them and how? Prod explains that on our planet, everyone understands right from wrong, so no one crosses the line to do anything bad. Prod further says that our planet is nothing like your Earth, where people lie, and even the government, which was created to control crime, sometimes deceives the public. Prod's words also leave the mother conflicted. So the next day, Mark discusses Prod's case with Steve, who was his friend, because Steve was an astronomer. Steve, giving advanced questions related to astrology and science, says that if Prod is really mentally ill and just pretending to be an alien, then he won't be able to solve these questions. The next day, Mark goes to a patient named Howie, who was neither taking his medicine nor staying away from the window. When Mark asks him the reason, Howie says that he is looking for the bluebird here, which is a symbol of happiness. Pro said that if I do the 3 things he told me, I will be completely cured. Hearing this, the mother gets very angry because she feels that not only is Pro crazy himself, but he is also making other patients crazy. And when he looks down from the window like this, Pro is seen explaining to the patient with the mask that he should take off his mask. Actually, the patient thinks that if he removes the mask, the germs will kill him. At that moment, Mong comes here, sends the masked patient away from there. Pro C says, maybe you've forgotten that you're not a doctor, but a patient, so don't treat others, because I'm here to treat them. Hearing this, Prod says, if you really are such a capable doctor, then why hasn't a single patient gotten better till now? Mong has no answer to Prod's question, and to clear up Prod's misunderstanding about aliens, he starts asking the questions that C had given him. Pro answers all these questions in a brilliant way, and when Mong tells Steve the answers, he is also astonished because they were absolutely correct. Steve tells Mahang in astonishment that only 3 or 4 people in the world could answer these questions. We should arrange a meeting with a brilliant person like Prode so that we can learn some important information. After hearing Steve, Ma also becomes convinced that there is something special about Pro that sets him apart from humans. That's why some psychiatrists arrange a meeting with Pro, and they ask Pro about light travel. To this, Pro replies that you are not advanced enough to understand light travel. Hearing this, everyone starts asking questions about the planet, and Pro answers a few of them. A picture of the constellation in just 1 minute. He prepares it and also solves the console equation, leaving everyone astonished. And these scientists start asking the doctor how he knows all this. To this, the professor says that the way, just as you all have knowledge about Earth, in the same way on our planet, everyone knows about their own packs. The mother still thinks that it's because of the professor's high IQ level that he knows all this, not because he's an alien. The next day, Howie is looking out the window when he spots a bluebird, and his happiness knows no bounds. And he starts calling the other patients as well. And for the first time, the lady who was confined to her room also comes outside, which was nothing short of a miracle. Even the mother can't believe her eyes. She can't believe it, but seeing all the patients happy makes her feel really good too. Seeing this, she feels happy. That night, the same lady comes to Prod. She never speaks, but tonight, she says to Prod, "You were the bluebird, weren't you?" Anyway, the next day, one patient comes to Prod and says, "Except for you, I have a problem with everyone else. It smells so bad here, so please take me to your planet." Prod says, "Out of all of you, I will only take one with me." Hearing this, everyone looks at Prod and expresses their desire to go with him. This news even reaches Ma, and he tries to explain to Prod that your false reassurances could make these patients' conditions could get even worse. Prod says, "I haven't lied at all. I will take one person with me. And that too on July 27th at exactly 5:51 p.m. Prod's words confuse Ma even more, so to explain things, he invites Prod to his home. Prod meets Ma's family quite nicely, and also meets Ma's dog. Within moments, Prod becomes friends with the dog, even though this dog was known for not getting too close to strangers. Prod tells Ma's children that the dog is very upset with them because they've hidden his favorite show somewhere. Actually, this dog really liked one show. He really liked it, but Ma's mischievous children used to hide it from him, so the kids are shocked to hear the truth. And we realize that Prod can also understand the language of animals. Prod starts pushing Ma's daughter on the swing when someone turns on the water. Seeing the water, Prod gets very scared. He doesn't let go, even though the little girl pleads with him again and again. Seeing the girl, everyone comes over here, and when they turn off the water, Prod calms down a bit. But Ma's wife, Mark, gets very angry at Prod's behavior. Mark discusses Prod's fear of water with his college friends. He says might be possible that Prod has some memories from when he was 30 that are connected to water, which is why even today Prod can't act normal when he sees water. Mark explains Prod is on the 27th of July, which means that for a few days he will be with his. He could harm you or someone else. He could cause harm. Before Prod leaves, Mark decides to use hypnosis to learn more about his past with its help. But unfortunately, Prod is nowhere to be found in the entire institute, and the patients say that he has gone to Greenland and Iceland to collect some important information. Mark doesn't believe what the patient says and starts searching for Prod everywhere. But it's no use, and exactly 3 days later, Prod is seen sitting on a tree. When Mark asks, Prod says that he traveled by light to Greenland and Iceland. Would submit information about those places to the planet. The next day, Ma notices Prod. He peeks nearby and then mentions his good friend, and then he says that some time ago, he got married and then he had a daughter. But 6 years ago, on July 27th, something happened because of which his friend tried to take his own life. And to save him, Prod came to Earth. After sharing all this, Prod regains consciousness. Next day, patient Mask faces death. He overcomes his fear of death, removes the mask, and is very shocked to see Mark alive and well. After this, Ma again tries to hypnotize Prod to find out about his friend and learns that Prod's friend had tried to drown himself. Prod doesn't reveal anything further, and when Mark insists on this matter, he attacks, and the guards immediately come and take Prod away from there. After this, Ma, regarding Prod's friend, somehow miraculously manages to diligently follow the precise word written and inadvertently dropped from Prod's pocket, and eventually reaches the exact location where his dear friend used to reside. Upon questioning, it is revealed that the friend's name was Robert. To get more information, Ma goes to the local police station. He gets Robert's details and learns that Robert's wife and daughter were killed by someone. And in this grief, first Robert killed the killer, and then on July 27th, Robert tried to take his own life. After this, Ma comes to Robert's house with the police officer where she sees a swing, and then she remembers the moment when Pro was pushing Ma's daughter on the swing. Seeing this, Ma starts to feel that Pro is actually Robert, who is unable to accept his own truth. In fact, Pro was actually Lion, who was Robert, who came to Earth to save his life and entered his body, possessed him and brought him out of the water. And since then, he was in Robert's body, while Robert had gone into a coma. After gathering this information, Ma returns to the institute where a party was going on. Meanwhile, Ma is with Pro at the holds a session because tomorrow, that is, on July 27th, Pro left. But Ma says to him that if you want, you can stay here forever, but Pro refuses. After this, Ma tells Pro about Robert's, showing him a photo, explains that you are Robert, but Pro says, I am not Robert, and after I leave, you should take care of Robert. The next day, Pro is monitored through CCTV cameras and a strange light appears, causing the CCTV cameras to stop working. Seeing this, Mark, in the form of Pro, comes running and sees that Pro, or rather Robert's body, is lying on the ground in a coma. They go to check on the patient in the society, the one who couldn't speak, but she isn't there, which means Pro took her with him to his ex-planet. After this, Mark takes care of Robert, and on Christmas, he also meets his son, after which all the rifts between father and son are resolved.